Elizabeth Warren went on Face the Nation with Bob Schieffer, and what he did here is a perfect example of how the media will treat people that threaten power too much.
We've tried to move something forward. Take a look at the House if you want to see what happens when Republicans take over. What are they on now? Is this their 50th vote to repeal Obamacare? That's not how you run a country. We have real issues we need to deal with. Minimum wage, student loan debt, equal pay for equal work, a little accountability for the big financial institutions.
Your fans say you're a populist, but your critics say you're just basically a socialist.
I just don't know where they get that. Look at the issues. I mean this, really. Let's take a look at them. Minimum wage. I just believe nobody should work full-time and live in poverty. And you know what? Most of America agrees. Student loans. I don't think the U.S. government should be making tens of billions of dollars in profits off the backs of our students, which is what the current student loan system is doing. And I think most Americans agree with me on that.
If you believe in the police department, you're a socialist. That's funded via tax dollars. Government in general can broadly be described as socialism. So if you're in favor of roads and bridges and the FDA to make sure that your food doesn't have salmonella or E. coli, if you're in favor of the fire department or the military, if you're in favor of the military, that is a purely socialist organization. All right, so it's not a question of are you a socialist or are you not a socialist? It's what stripe of socialism or to what degree do you believe in socialism? I mean, even Ayn Rand is a socialist. I read all of her books, and in a lot of her essays, she argues, well, yeah, the only job of government is to make sure that people's individual rights are protected. So she doesn't believe in any safety nets or anything like that. But to have a force that protects individual rights, that's like the police and the court system. Well, how the fuck are you going to fund that? How are you going to fund that? And in some of her essays, she says, yeah, we understand a small taxation that would fund the courts. Boom, so there you go. Even Ayn Rand is a socialist. Even the furthest right wing, pure laissez-faire, rugged capitalism, pull yourself up by your bootstraps crowd, they are socialists. And then also to Elizabeth Warren's point, she's just reflecting what the American people actually want. You could use whatever label you want to use to talk about her, but on the minimum wage, 80% of the American people agree with her, okay? On the idea that student loans, the government shouldn't profit off of the backs of the students who are already in debt and they can't even file bankruptcy on that debt because that's the way the student loans work, the American people agree with her. On the issue of taxes, actually making the rich pay their fair share and not having this incredible income inequality, the American people agree with her. How about Medicare? She's one of the few people actually standing up in favor of Medicare and Social Security and saying, let's not cut this. Well, what percentage of the American people agree with her? 59%. I mean, I could go down the list on every serious political issue. The war in Afghanistan, she wants out of there. Only 17% of the American people want to stay there. So again, the overwhelming majority of the American people actually agree with her. So you could slap whatever label on her that you want in order to try to discredit her to a broad mainstream establishment audience. But the fact of the matter is, everybody agrees with her. Everybody agrees with her. She's totally reasonable. And again, this is the trick of the establishment media to try to, poo-poo somebody. Oh, yeah, I know you have a lot of people who like you. They say you're a populist, but some would say you're a socialist. And of course, what pops into the mind of people when they hear that? Stalin marching down the street with the ridiculous parades, and that's the way that a lot of people view socialism. The stepping stone on the way to communism. So it's kind of like a scare tactic to set off alarm bells and send up red flags in people's heads.